This is Carl Valeri with the Stuck Mic AvCast reporting for Sun and Fun Radio, and actually joined by Bill English with the Stuck Mic AvCast, and he has a really cool story. First of all, Bill, welcome back to the show. You've been on the deck before. Today, actually, you actually flew an airplane in.
Yeah, actually we have. We've flown down into Sun and Fun from Virginia. Came in a pretty interesting airplane.
So we're going to talk a little bit about that, but first of all, I know you've been wandering around. How's the show?
Oh, the show's great. I mean, weather couldn't be better. Great crowds, lots of stuff to look at. It's really a great Sun and Fun.
And it's busier than I've ever seen it. I don't know about you, but I don't get out much.
Yeah, everywhere is very busy. We're noticing people are still flying in. Even today, Saturday, near the end of the show, lots of people still coming in. Crowds everywhere on the grounds.
Awesome. Now, let's talk a little bit about flying into the, not just flying in, but flying in the vintage aircraft, I think a World War II bird. So let's talk about that. You came all the way from where in what type of airplane?
Yeah. We came down from Leesburg, right? Our location, where I'm at with Big Red Flight School. One of my students owns a Cessna 337-02 replica, right? That's if you're not familiar with the Cessna 337, that's a push-pull twin boom tail. They were used in military service in Vietnam as the O2, used for reconnaissance, forward air control, PSYOPs type of operations. This particular airplane was a civilian airplane, but a replica of one of the O2s that was transferred later on to the Navy in the 1980s and used for range control out at NASA Lemoore in California. So you'll see it. You'll see us out there in vintage and an O2 in Navy colors.
So an O2 in Navy colors, and it's kind of unique. So describe the plane as far as the engines.
Yeah, it is unique. If you're familiar with something like a Cessna 210, if you look just at the front of the airplane, you think, oh, I'm looking at a Cessna 210. Well, then move your eyes backward and you see, well, the wing is back a little farther and the fuselage ends. And then instead of one tail, we have two tail booms and another engine in the rear of the pod fuselage. So it's a twin engine airplane, but front and back, one engine pulls and one engine pushes.
So when you're flying it, is there any challenges, I guess single engine really, in flying this aircraft?
So it's much different than a conventional twin engine airplanes. Listeners that working on their twin ratings, maybe they've got their multi-engine rating. When you have an engine problem in a conventional twin, the problem is it can roll. It has adverse yaw. That good engine is trying to pull you over. Well, not so with this one. The engines are on the same center line, so if you lose one, it just becomes kind of a bad single engine airplane.
So let's talk about flying in here, actually preparing for the flight. Obviously, you didn't just jump in the plane and fly down here. You did a little bit of preparation.
Yeah, sure. We'd been planning this for a little bit. I mean, I've been here, of course, a number of times before. But, the owner of the airplane wasn't using it this week. Said, sure, I could borrow it, take it down. We wanted to bring it in for, vintage and Warbird and show it. So we did plan to come down. We came down Thursday morning. It's a pretty quick airplane, so from Leesburg to here is about 5 hours of flying time, even with a fuel stop in there. So we did pretty good. Got up dark 30, made our way down. Weather was beautiful, no problems with that. Made a quick tech stop, fueled up in South Carolina. As we got closer, now we have to start setting up for all the Sun and Fun NOTAM arrival processes, right? So as you get in close to Sun and Fun, you have to monitor a certain frequency. You don't talk to ATC. You just listen. And they look for you. They use ADSB. They call out for you. There's these holding points and arrival points over some lakes nearby that you head to. So we started heading to that. It's a place called Lake Parker. And it was about 12:45. And we thought we got plenty of time because the air show wasn't supposed to start until 1:30. Well, they started a little early. So as soon as we checked in, we have to divert. So they closed the airport, so we diverted over to Plant City, cooled our heels over there for a little while. No big deal. Another couple of folks over there that did the same thing. Patty Wagstaff was over there. We got to see Patty Wagstaff hanging out at Plant City, so that was kind of cool. And I don't know what she was doing, but I think Patty probably kind of gets to go wherever she wants to go. Yeah. So a little while later, the show ended, and we hopped back in, joined a couple others over there. Would head out over the lake. flew a few circles around the lake while they got the departures out, and in we came, and it's great. You come in, this is a little zigzag route, go from the lake down the highway. There's some landmark buildings. And again, it's you don't talk to ATC. You just listen, rock your wings when they tell you to do something. And they'll call you, turn right onto downwind, tell you when to turn base. When you land here at Sun and Fun, you're actually landing on the taxiway, not the runway. Runway is used for the air show stuff and the showcases. So on the runway, there's big green and orange spots. So the tower just tells you, aim for the green, land in the orange, something like that. So we did that. So, I've got this big, heavy, fast airplane. And of course, they had me land on the orange dot, which is the shortest runway on a taxi, shortest length on the taxiway, which is like landing on the sidewalk. But we pulled that off pretty nicely, I might add. Little pat myself on the back, and taxied in, greeted by the flagmen, showed us where to go. When you come in a Warbird, you get a motorcycle escort, and they just say, "Where would you like to go, sir?" Which is kind of fun. I highly recommend that. So we've been camping out there, meeting a lot of great people, and just having a ball in the camp area.
So you're camping next to the plane? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, we're camped out under the plane. Got our tents out there, chairs, table, in vintage. So a lot of people camp right under their airplanes there for the whole time. Which is great.
That's absolutely cool. And that's what it's all about here at Sun and Fun, is coming in your airplane, camping under the wing. And, going back to the airplane and being treated that way, how about since you've parked? What's it been like? People come up to see you?
Oh, yeah, it's great. We put some little signs on it telling about the airplane and telling about Big Red Flight School. And folks come by, because it's unique looking, ask questions about it. And since I'm still relatively new in the airplane, I'm meeting a lot of other 337 operators and getting a lot of great information, connections, talking with them. And that's another great thing about bringing your airplane in here. You'll find other people have same interests, same kind of plane, and you can trade a lot of good info.
Any suggestions for people thinking about flying into Sun and Fun? I know I have never flown into Sun and Fun, but that's probably because I live close. But it seems like a bit of a challenge.
It's not really. Just pay attention to the NOTAM. It's pretty clear. The controllers are great. They're very clear as to what it is you're supposed to do. And just, stay on your game, be listening up and pay attention to all the little parts of that NOTAM. I'd say plan to arrive early. Don't cut it to the last minute. But, and that wasn't that big a deal. It was just a couple of hours over there, and it was an extra little nice experience. But I'd say do it.
So if you're somebody who flies in and say throughout the day you want to leave, is there any facilities for you to be able to do that?
I haven't tried to do that. I think you can. Some neighbors over in the campground took an Uber out to a dinner. And I think there's people who are they come in, even if they're camping, they get access to rental cars. So there's ways to get in and out.
How about flying as far as when you leave? How are you planning for that?
Oh, yeah, same thing. The NOTAM covers how you depart. They are in the morning, relatively easy because not much is going on. So pretty much at first light, people start gearing up. We'll get together with, there's flagmen out there in the campground area. So you get together with them. They'll help you with spotting for you while you're starting up and pulling out. And again, it's you don't talk to ATC. You just pull out to a common area, and they just flag you. You put a sign in the window that's says if you're VFR, IFR. Oh, that's what I forgot about. Coming inbound, you put a sign in your window that says what area you want to park in. So vintage or general aviation or something like that, and that's all spelled out of the NOTAM. So you just put a little sign in your window, says I'm a VFR departure, and then just point me, go there, go there, go there. And again, when you get out, they have controllers that are actually standing on little platforms, and they just see you, and they'll just point to us, and and we'll just hear on the radio, "Blue Sky Master clear for takeoff," and off we go.
You said you diverted on the way in. What made you decide to divert?
Well, the airport closed. We didn't have any choice. They closed for the air show.
So you didn't want to hold for the next 2 hours?
Don't have enough gas for that. No.
So, and that's what I was getting to. Whenever you go somewhere, no matter what you're doing, plan for the possibility of a diversion, even though, you were pretty sure you're going to make it.
We thought so. Yeah, we thought we left plenty of time, but whatever went on, a demo or something, it happens. Or it's an air show. So, right, we did have plenty of gas. I had in the plan in the back of my head. I knew if I had to divert for whatever reason, that's where I was going. It was close by. You student pilots, when your instructor takes you on that lesson and they make you do the diversion in flight, and you say, "Well, why do I have to learn how to do this?" Well, when you're flying your customer's Warbird to Sun and Fun and the airport closes because of the air show, that's why.
Absolutely. Great advice. Bill, it's been a lot of fun hanging around Sun and Fun, and it's neat seeing the products, the people. To me, honestly, my favorite part is getting to meet all the people, and the people that are actually, from the podcast, people we may have seen in our previous lives. What's amazing is we all have a connection here. So with that said, what's your favorite thing about Sun and Fun?
Oh, it's the same thing. I come back, see a lot of old friends, and it's pretty familiar. I don't know how many times I've been here, maybe 12 or 15 times. So it's real nice to get back, and it's like kind of coming home for aviation,
Cessna 337, you flew in here to Sun and Fun, and we are just excited to actually go down and take some pictures of it and take a look at the airplane. Any other advice for people or anything else you want to say about Sun and Fun?
Yeah, I just say if you haven't been here, do it. It's great community, great time. We got beautiful weather this week. It's been fabulous. You're going to see just about everything. There's everything here from these little powered parachute glider things, light sports, the Superstol, all the way up to there's a C5 out there right now. So pretty much you can see everything.
Absolutely. We've been talking to Bill English with Stuck Mic AvCast, and this is Carl Valeri reporting for Sun and Fun Radio. You can listen to us live on liveatc.net/SNF.